Hello, my name is Bill Beeson. I did a recent video on why the Earth doesn't rotate, and I forgot to do the tilt. So I'm going to redo this video. This is a flat map of the entire Earth, this being the United States. But once again, this is the center, 0 degrees, right below Africa, right in the middle of the ocean. This would represent north, south, east, and west. They don't touch. Instead of taking all this stuff apart, I think you get the point. This would be north, this would be south. I'll just go ahead and put this back so everything stays together. This is north, south, east, and west. If this is Snoopy, this is north. He can't go south backwards. He has to turn around and go the opposite direction. The same thing with east, same thing with west. This would be the northwest. The United States is in the northwest. There's the northeast, the southeast, and the southwest. This is basically the shape of this map, and it's really done incorrectly. But we as humans, I can't believe that we had done maps. The reason it's this shape is you go 180 lines to the east, 180 to the west, 90 to the north, and 90. So that's where they have a rectangular map. Why they came up with 90-90, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to use this level. The ocean's level, it's called sea level. Okay? We measure above sea level at feet. If this 1 foot equals 1 mile, 5,280 feet, we measure feet until mile, and then we can start doing miles and feet. We go up. Okay, now I'm going to show you not only why the Earth globe does not work. This is the United States. This would be the United States. First of all, this would be the equator. This would be the prime meridian. Let me make sure you understand this. There's an east and a west equator. They do not touch. You're at 0 degrees. There's a south and north prime meridian. They do not touch. They go on for eternity. This does not work. This would have to be the North Pole right here. I'm going to stick it right through this globe. This would be the South Pole. This is the United States. This would be the North Pole. This is the South Pole. The Earth is not round. We look down upon the Earth. If I'm looking down upon the United States and South America, well, the entire North America and South America, I can't see anything below it. Where's the sky? The sky is above the entire Earth. The globe is fiction. It does not work. Now, if you want to tilt things 23.5 degrees, first of all, if this were the equator and it's round, that's 360 degrees. If this is a prime meridian and you want to do it 360, you can't put these together. It doesn't work. And that's what you're trying to do with a globe. Now I've come up with this. This would be the same thing as we're looking at here. This would be north. This would be west. I drew a circle and a square because we have all these longitude and latitude lines. And all they are lines. It's not degrees. These are lines. There are 180 lines to the east, 180 lines to the west. The 0 degrees represents the flat north, south, east, and west. If we're to measure at the center, you can go northwest, northeast, and so on. You can measure 23.5 degrees northwest, 23.5 degrees northeast, and so on and so on. You can also go from angle to angle at 45 degrees. Okay? You can also tilt the Earth at 23 degrees, but where's all the water going to go? Where's the water for all the oceans, the lakes, and so on? Just so you know, we live in Nevada. We live right next to California. Lake Tahoe, elevation 6,225 feet average. Low mark, I think, is 6220. High mark is 6229. You can't tilt 23.5 degrees. It does not work. This would be the top of the Earth. This is the top of the Earth. No one's ever going to see the bottom. We can't get to the bottom of the Earth. We can get up, but the sky, there's a firmament dome, it's less than 100 miles. And even Mount Everest at 5 miles, you run out of air. This is not oxygen. It's air we breathe. You don't put oxygen into a air compressor or to a scuba tank. Science doesn't understand, don't use a globe. Get rid of every globe that you've ever seen from your schools and tell your teacher we don't tilt the earth and it doesn't rotate. It's really sickening. We have two halves of the earth. Where's the sky? Split it in half and what happens? Let's try to use this. Once again, I can take the equator, what we call a 360-degree circle, what you're doing with this globe, which it shows on a globe at 360 degrees, and I'll use it flat like this so I can go around 360. This would have to be the prime meridian. It doesn't work. I have two halves, and you can't make a ball out of flat. Draw a ball on a piece of paper. You can't do it. Doesn't matter if you do it flat ways or a halfway, you can't draw this on a piece of paper. So, yeah, this is all our lakes. We have Pyramid Lake, we have Lake Tahoe. You're going to tilt this 23.5 degrees. It doesn't work. It does not work at all. I just want to let you know, I lost my video here. I don't believe in religion of any kind. I don't believe in the Jewish God, the Christian God, the Muslim God. I don't believe in the Buddha, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, the Scientology. I just don't believe in any of that stuff. This TV right here, no satellites, no cables, just a plug. And I'm watching myself at the same place I was right here. How can I be on this TV and right here? This is a miracle. I have a telephone here. How does my voice, how does it travel? I have no way of explaining it. It's not electromagnetic signals and frequency and analog and digital. This is all this science stuff. We don't need science and we don't need religion. I say get rid of everything. I don't know what these gods want. Okay, I can't tell you. I don't know if there's a heaven and hell. But I'm really sick of listening to science, and I'm sick of hearing religion too, because basically they're all actors. They're just acting. They're paid actors. They're rich and famous. They're everywhere. Please, somebody try and tell me I'm wrong. I would love to see what I'm doing wrong. That's it. Thanks for the video.